Stan Gibilisco here. Just a few thoughts about the Hurricane Matthew event, or some might say non-event. Depends on your perspective. There was a non-event up here in the black holes of Dakota Territory where our weather has been absolutely fabulous. But I am watching Hurricane Matthew with great interest because I maintain that it is an unpredictable and dangerous beast. The National Hurricane Center is pretty good about forecasting the track forecasting the track of a hurricane. Although the slower the speed that it moves at, the more difficult it is to track. What they are not so good at is predicting what intensity the hurricane will have at any particular moment in time. I have watched a number of eye wall replacement cycles, and I've watched this hurricane on videos with particularly keen interest because during the summer of 1980, the carefree summer of 1980, it seems carefree in retrospect, I lived right on the beach in Cocoa Beach, Florida. And I lived in a fabulous little, funky little digs right on the beach, only on the second floor. It was only a 2-story building. I don't think that building exists anymore. I think they've replaced it with these massive condominiums, which is a great pity. Had Hurricane Matthew made a direct landfall, exact center hit on Cocoa Beach, the way Andrew did on Homestead in 1992, when I was there, there wouldn't be very much left of any of the condominiums there. And when you move to a place like that, or when you live in a place like that, you have to keep in mind that this is a very transitory world and a very transitory life. And every now and then you're going to get reminded of it by something like this event. Much remains to be seen what happens with this storm. I'll be watching it closely, but I have no forecast to offer you from the great genius which obviously resides between these two academically unqualified ears. Primarily, I have no forecast because even though I have a rapport with hurricanes, I don't have a clue about this thing. This thing remains dangerous, and it was wise to evacuate, to overreact. I watched it as it missed the coastline of Florida in the vicinity of Cocoa Beach, and I'm happy that it did. But if you buy a condominium or rent a condominium in that part of the country, you have to keep in mind that however beautiful the beach may be, sooner or later, there's going to come a time when you're going to have to pay the price. I was there in 1980, the summer that Hurricane Allen struck southern Texas. But when it first formed, we didn't know where it was going to go and whether it was going to hit us in Cocoa Beach. You just have to look at life a certain way in order to live in a place like that. But if you can do that, it's a fabulous place to live. And I would never, ever discount it based on the hurricane problem. But I would say rent. Don't buy on the beach. Okay? And when they tell you to leave, for crying out loud, scram. Because if you don't, you may, if you live, wish you had. It was a fabulous summer that summer. I don't regret doing it, and I'd do it again if I was that age now. Now, I prefer the cold, dark, long and violent and savage and brutal and primitive winters of the black holes of Dakota Territory, United States of Absurdity. Stangibilisco signing off. Until next time, so long.